Whether spirits are invited into a property through people meddling with the occult or by simple accident, the results can be equally devastating and can affect the victims for years afterward.
Story 9A, take 1.
I had just moved to Lansing. For work, I transferred from our Detroit office.
Nathan was my boss, and we just clicked very well.
We started dating just a couple months after we met.
A month later, I ended up pregnant. Surprise! He ended up very quickly moving out to Lansing with me. We got the house together, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's important for me to find a house that I feel comfortable in.
The house was cute, small house.
4 bedrooms, perfect for myself, Nathan, and, Adam, who's 1.
He liked the house because he had the room to run around, and, he had a pretty good-sized yard for him.
Lillian is a practicing Wiccan, and she saged her new home to cleanse it of any negative energy.
Being a Wiccan and being a witch, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your family.
She would go around the house with it kind of smoldering, and she would have a prayer that she would say.
When someone cleanses their house with sage, they're going from room to sweeping out the rooms, to removing the cobwebs of negative energy. That intention is very powerful, very strong.
She knew I came from a Christian background. I was, I guess you would say, typical closed-minded, about those types of things. And it just always seemed real cheesy to me.
Adam started seeing a little boy. He started complaining about it, like, he's just out there and he's watching me.
I was playing with Adam, and he had brought up the little boy being outside.
I knew it wasn't a little boy because our neighbors didn't have little boy children, and our house was kind of far off of the road, so there was really no way. I knew it was a ghost. I knew. I right away.
And I had asked him, is he scary? Does he frighten you? Does he make you uncomfortable? And he said no. So I told him, I said, well, tell him to come in and play with you. And right away, he said, come on in and play.
He shouldn't have done that. It started creating some really bad problems.
When a child invites someone that's their play children, that's outside, they're playing in there, they're coming in the house, that spirit will manifest itself into a little boy, a little girl, a little friend. And sooner or later, that entity will start ostracizing against the mother and the father.
We would play music for Adam when he was going to sleep, and it was always on really soft, and it was up on the dresser where he couldn't reach the iPod and the little radio it was connected to.
We were just laying in bed. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. We were watching TV, and I heard music, and it was like really loud. We had a certain playlist for him, and it would jump off of the playlist into the song, into the artists, go down to a specific artist and play a certain song.
It got to the point where it was almost a daily occurrence. I was afraid that it had something to do with, in me inviting the ghost or whatever it was inside the house.
And having been invited in, this entity was only going to get worse.
When a negative spirit enters your house, it feeds off of the negativity, not just fear, but off negativity. So it makes people fight inside their homes.
There was an incident where we were arguing.
Wait! What about you? Your boyfriend!
Nathan Tegardine had inadvertently invited a ghost child into his family's home. His wife Lillian knew immediately that he had made a huge mistake.
I started to feel really uneasy. Just about the atmosphere of the house had shifted. It went from being a comfortable home just to a real uneasy feeling all the time.
When a negative spirit enters your house, it feeds off of the negativity, not just fear, but off negativity. So it makes people fight inside their homes.
There was an incident where we were arguing.
Wait! What about you? Your boyfriend!
It's just something that, again, you can't explain. There was nobody in that direction where the mirror even came from, and neither of us owned that mirror.
I had never even seen it before, and I had no clue where it came from. She didn't know where it came from.
It wasn't anything good.
When spirits apport things, they take things from their timeline and they manifest it into this world. There is objects that they can manifest, like spoons from 1912, forks from shoes to different objects, to let you know that they have the ability to move those objects.
What do you do in a situation like that?
The frightening events were putting an increasing strain on Lillian and Nathan's relationship.
We were laying down watching TV, and I felt a knock from underneath the bed. And at first, I thought it was my imagination, because it was a pretty hard hit. At the very end of the bed, she looked down and saw.
It had no eyebrows, and his eyes were just completely black, and it's just staring at me.
I knew it wasn't good. I knew it wasn't something positive. I knew it was something that couldn't have the best intentions. Causing harm was something I was afraid of. I was afraid of that's where it was escalating to. It was getting to the point where it either could cause harm or was going to try to cause harm to somebody.
Looking to escape their troubled home, the family decided to relocate.
So we ended up moving into a house in Eaton Rapids with another addition to our family, our second son, Caden. It was beautiful. My aunt actually owned it, and we were renting from her.
And this was a house that Lily had talked about wanting to live in since we got together.
5-bedroom, fenced-in backyard, perfect for the kids. So I was really excited.
I was pretty confident that it hadn't followed us. Whatever it was staying, staying put.
Nathan could not have been more wrong. Having been invited to join their family, the evil that had been plaguing them started up again.
Almost immediately after we moved in, I started to experience things. We wanted our younger son, closest to us. His bedroom was right across from ours on the upper level. I think he was crying pretty dramatically, and we went up into the bedroom. and his crib was pulled away from the wall.
All the way next to the edge of the closet door. And it didn't matter where I put his crib in the room, it would be dragged towards the closet door.
At that point, I would get a really negative feeling being in that room, and I wanted to get out of there.
Fearing for the safety of their new baby, Lillian and Nathan decided enough was enough and moved house again.
Within a week, I found a house, I put a down payment. We were set to move.
It really was hard to have to move out because I really did want that house.
Since all of that happened, I'm not skeptical at all when it comes to paranormal experiences.
When it comes down to it, Nathan's mental well-being is more important than my comfort.
I was very happy to be away from such a negative feeling.
Nathan has learned his lesson not to mess around with the spirit world, and so far, their new home has been paranormal free.